What's up? So I'm here to talk about failure, and from what I've been thinking recently, there is two types of failure. Now the first one is when you don't do anything, like you sit on your ass and just watch TV or play video games or whatever, and you don't get anything done, and then later on you have nothing. Right? You have nothing, and then you feel like a failure. You failed at the thing that you were supposed to do. So there's that kind of failure, right? Oh, just taking a drink. So, but the other failure that I've kind of noticed recently, and by the way, that failure that I was just talking about is certainly something that's hit me in my life. But the other kind of failure is when there's something that you need to get done, and you do try to get it done. You try to get it done, you try to accomplish it, and you fail anyway, and then you're actually kind of left with as much as if you hadn't have tried at all. The only extra thing you have is just kind of extra pain, this extra pang that you get with that failure. It's sort of like you worked on it, but it still didn't go through. It still didn't process. And that could be devastating, really. Well, it's been happening a lot to me recently. Now, I feel like I wasn't really trying that much in my life. I just sort of I had to be woken out of it, try to get a bit of a kick up the ass, because by the time I was about 26, I was realizing that shit wasn't happening. So now, really, honestly, I think around the time I really started trying and like knuckling down was like really the time that Jordan Peterson was really getting popular, and maybe not even popular, but just the time that I was watching him on his podcasts and that sort of thing. And I started to think, like, yeah, I should, like, really knuckle down and try. So this would have been early 2017. And 2017 was really a fairly good year for me. Maybe one of the better years. I would say the best year of my either mid to late 20s. Because I was in university and I was making friends in my class, because our class was like, the class of people was in like every other class. It wasn't just like a mixed bag every time. And I was working on my master's, and I was really starting to think, wow, if I get through this, I could really like land a job and whatever. Obviously that didn't happen. That certainly didn't happen. But from that point on, it's unfortunate to say, but I was starting to get hope for a few avenues in my life. And even when they wouldn't come through, I would no, I've completely lost myself. What would I do? Oh man, I shouldn't be drinking while doing this. I would no, forget that then. But I was beginning to try, and I would really, let's say with dating, I'd really make sure every day I was swiping on that Tinder, on that whatever app, doing my online dating, throwing out my the job applications, trying to get money, trying to get a job, trying to get love in my life. And I was really starting to doing it, and I think this year now has really kind of hit me. I think I mentioned this before. I've got to say, this has been a bad year. Worse than usual, I should say. Not just bad, but like worse than usual. And it's only March. But here's several other problems. One of them, I started exercising last year, and I was lifting. I was doing weights, and I was like, yeah, I'll be tougher and more muscular. And I think I was also sort of thinking, like, if I can get strong enough, like I'd feel confident enough that I could do FIFO work, working in the mines. I'd be then strong enough to be able to do that kind of stuff, and that'd be really good because that would be a lot of money. So I was doing that, but then I kind of like fucked up one of my curls. Like I did it the wrong way. I was like, doing it wrong. And I felt a pain in my arm. Now, I've had this pain in my arm for a little bit now. In fact, when I started exercising a few years ago, I felt the same kind of pain. But this one came on a bit stronger. And I kind of let it go. But now I've realized, well, after a while, I realized that the pain was sort of sticking. It was still there, and I was like, oh shit, and I wasn't, and so I stopped lifting. I went to the doctors, and we don't know what it is. We don't know what the problem is there. All I know is that I am no longer building strength in my arm anymore. I no longer build strength. I can't do push-ups. I can't do chin-ups. I can't put much pressure on my left arm, and I wouldn't want to put any on my right arm either because I don't want to get asymmetrical with my weightlifting. So that has been a sort of a contradictory issue where I was working hard to get something done, and through doing that, I made my situation worse. Now I can not only no longer do work in the mines because I can no longer lift my arm. I can't lift anything. Any repetitive heavy lifting is no longer an option for me. Even though I was trying to improve my strength, I actually made it much, much, much worse. So that's the thing, and that's happened with several other things. It's not quite. It's a bit different with the dating. Like I was trying to see some women lately, and we can talk about. I'll talk about this in more detail later. All I'm just saying is that there were some moments, or there were two moments earlier this year where I was thinking, look, I'm not a hopeful person, but this seems like a sealed deal. Holy shit, I'm actually in. Like these women that I'm talking, each of the times that it happened, these women that I'm talking to, each of them sound very interested in me. Oh shit. Like, wow, I've really got this. And then it completely blew up in my face. So, and I got them through dating apps, the same one, really. And I feel like the devastating blow from being knocked back from them two, and this isn't like, I just like find a girl every week. Like, no, this is like a very, very, very rare occurrence. So for it to happen at all, it's like I really got to like kind of get it right. And something would swoop in and fuck it up. And so all that effort, all that trying, all that like even emotional investment that I had went right down the fucking toilet. And then the devastating blow that comes after it, that's the thing that makes you think, I shouldn't have done this. Any good feelings I even had about this at all, as I say, have gone down the toilet. You're just left a worse wreck than ever. You're worse than you've ever been. Because you tried. You tried to bring something good into your life, and you got hit back with this thing, and now it's worse. You tried to make your life better, and now it's worse. That's how it works. And this is happening this happened recently with a job that I had for only several days. But it's like, don't even fucking give me the job. Don't lead me on with all this horse shit. Like, I want it now, or don't bother. Right? I don't need to work and put in investment just to get knocked back in the end. So it seems like that's been a lot of my life. And that's... Look, here's the thing. And I think I mentioned this last time. All I want to do... Like recently with this job one, at least I can say to people, I got a job. I got one. It's not that I'm not looking for one. I was looking for one. And I can prove it in a sense because I did get one Okay? That's it. And that's what I can do. I can throw that in people's faces and say, I'm not lazy. I'm not a dull bludger. I mean, I am technically, but I'm not just like sitting on it and being like, fuck work. I'm not like that. I'm not anti-work. I'm not just sitting around taking dole money and not fucking doing anything about it. Okay? And that's what I want to tell people with that. That's what I get out of this job situation. Same goes for dating. It's not that I'm not doing anything. It's not that I'm not putting myself out there. I can tell because I'm getting a bite. I'm getting a bite and I'm getting something coming along. And as I say, something comes along and just bashes it out of my life and out of my way. I don't do anything about it. I'm not self-sabotaging at all. I'm not sabotaging any of this. It just simply gets sabotaged. It just simply does. It just simply blows up in my face, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. I'll tell you what, I have no fucking guilt about this. I have no fucking guilt about being unemployed, being an incel, being a fucking loner. There's no guilt. There's no, I'm not trying hard enough. I'm fucking putting in the work and I'm trying and I'm getting knocked back worse than ever. I'm putting in the effort. And that's the only positive thing I get out of it all, is that I can just throw this shit in people's faces if they ever criticize me and I don't have to have guilt. That's what I do. And that's why I'm going to keep going. It's going to be very, very extremely difficult for me to get a job now. It was worse. I mean, it was bad, but it's worse now because now I can't even do any heavy lifting, like at all. At all. I'm too weak. I'm too injured. Okay? Because I was trying to make my life better. I was trying to make my life better and I made it worse. Okay? So I don't know if any of this fucking effort is ever gonna like come through and actually improve my life. I really wonder about it because it just seems like everything's just fucking dumb luck. Everything's just, you get this or you get that. You know, whatever you work for doesn't really matter. I truly wonder if any kind of hard work I put in, any kind of persistence I ever do, is ever actually going to pay off. Makes me wonder. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying so I can say I kept trying, and look what happened, okay? I'm cursed. Alright, that's it. I'm cursed. Alright? I do the same thing as anyone else. I do the same thing. I try to lift like anyone else, I fuck up my arm. No more lifting. I try to get a job, I can't do the job. And I can't get this other kind of job now. I go on the dating apps. I put myself out there. And I manage to get through a little bit, but I get hit back. Alright, I'm doing the same as anyone else, okay? Other people do it, they get a good thing. Well, here's the thing. So, you know, people who, let's say, people like me, other incels, if they say like, oh, my life is not the way I wanted it to be. You know how people like that blame other people? They blame other things, right? And people who have a lot of great things in their life, they simply blame themselves for those great things. I think both are bullshit. I think it doesn't matter who you blame. There's no one to blame. There's nothing to blame. It's all just circumstance. Two people can try doing the same thing and get different results. It's as simple as that. That's why we can't always be on the same plane. We can't be doing the same things, getting the same things. And obviously, like, this kind of leads into the equality of outcome argument, which I certainly don't agree with. That's all I'm saying. I think it's just very natural that just some people get it, some people don't. Well, anyway, that's really it. That's all I'm really saying about this whole trying business. So look, if you don't do anything at all, you don't try and you fail, okay, that's bad. You do try and you fail, that's worse, because you have to spend the effort, you have to spend the time, you have to spend the investment, and then you get nothing out of it. You get it. Oh, and then you also get the devastating blow that comes with it, that you fucked up. You know, you can't have that when you don't do anything. If you don't do anything and you sit in your ass and watching TV and you don't get the job that you wanted, you don't get the girl, you're not going to be like, oh, that's bullshit. You're going to be like, well, yep, I guess that's what happens. It feels a bit more fair. If you actually do work on it and you don't get it, that's when things get shaky. So what can I say? That you should just sit on your ass and not even try? I tell you what, man. These days, I have a difficult time saying, don't do that. And I guess you shouldn't. You should continue to try. You should risk the shit that you're going to get with it. I guess that's to be risked. Like I say, you can throw it back in their faces if you try. That's the thing. You can tell everyone. You can tell your parents. You can tell the government. You can tell your president. You can tell anyone. Hey, I tried. I didn't get it. Okay? I keep trying. I never get it. Alright? Alright, conversation over. That's that. Okay? So yeah. Keep trying, I guess. Keep trying, I guess. God, I don't know. Do you want to keep bashing your head against the wall? I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to say. But I'm just going to stick with the keep trying. We'll just keep giving it a go, I guess. I'll let you know once I've tried something and it's gone well for me and it's actually worked out. I'll let you know when it happens.